energy, and now we can begin. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. Now you are a champion. God is my witness. Imperfect perfection. Living my mission and winning. See, we are influencers. We have fear but don't stop. I have the confidence to rise to the top. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. All I need is inside of me. I am enough and now I see. Yeah, I will reach my destiny. Yeah, I don't need your permission. Yes, I'm on a mission. I'll win. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now listen, I want y'all to repeat after me, okay? Cause we're gonna make some declarations in here today. Here we go, 1, 2, 3. I'm building my legacy for the whole world to see. You say, I'm building my legacy for the whole world to see. Say, I'm building my legacy for the whole world to see me. Say, I'm building my legacy for the whole world to see. You say, we are standing bolder, we're shoulder to shoulder. We are standing bolder, we're shoulder to shoulder. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over.
It's time for the biggest sale of the year on the Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed. You can adjust your comfort on both sides, your sleep number setting.
Can it help us fall asleep faster?
Yes, by gently warming your feet.
But can it help keep us asleep?
Absolutely. It intelligently senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you both effortlessly comfortable.
So you can really promise better sleep?
Not promise, prove. And now all beds are on sale. It's the last chance to save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus 0% interest for 36 months. Ends Labor Day.
Whether today's the day you land that deal or the day those expense reports land in your lap, Capital One works seamlessly with you, your partner, your advisor, your business bank, for whatever day today is.
Great afternoon, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. I'm Cheryl Wood, your host of Impact the World Radio. And look, I'm giving a huge shout out to everybody who's joining us through voxwave.com and all of my faithful Facebook stalkers. I mean fans and friends. That's what I mean, not my stalkers, y'all. Look, you gotta have some stalkers in your life as an entrepreneur. You need a couple stalkers. But I want to shout them out. I'm saying hello to Sharon Herbert, Sandy Sanders, Lakeisha. Hi, Lakeisha Osei. How are you? Haki, how are you? Sandy Sanders, Makia White, Nana Ventures, Sharon Herbert, I said. Let's see, who else? Sherlon McWhorter, Nika. Hi, guys. Welcome. I'm probably skipping somebody. Jacqueline Jetter. Thank you for being here. Please share this out. Literally, it takes 2 seconds to share this out with your community. So share this out because we're going to have some amazing guests and some really juicy topics today. Especially for those of you who are really striving for something greater, which I think we all should be doing on a constant basis. Absolutely. That should be like a part of your lifelong process. is always striving for something beyond what you're doing right now that not only impacts your life but also touches somebody else's life, right?
Yes.
And that's what these three ladies who are our guests today are doing in a big way. Before I jump in and introduce my first guest, I do want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Miss Tammy Turner. Every time you hear that song, Playtime is Over, y'all, you know who it is. Tammy Turner. She wrote that song, produced that song, recorded that song, did everything, and showed up at the Playtime is Over Women's Conference and just knocked it out of the park. And so we just adopted it as our anthem for this show because of the words. You got to listen to the words. Women who are bolder, they're standing shoulder to shoulder. Like, it really is synonymous with everything that we believe in here at Impact the World Radio. Again, I'm shouting out everybody who's joining in and tuning in. Ingrid Thomas, we see you all the way from Florida. Cheryl Houston. Cheryl Houston says, Cheryl, I would love to be on your show in August. Okay, well, we can try to make that happen. Krista, thanks for being here. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate you and value you. My first guest is just a powerhouse. Her name is Lisa Ely. Lisa is a charismatic speaker, coach, and author. She's known as, check this out, y'all, the six-figure mentor. She has helped many raise their income through her dream coaching system. Her specialty is teaching women who are not getting paid their worth with multiple years of experience how to secure six-figure jobs to live the life they're meant for. She has keynoted and led workshops for DC Women's Law, Toastmasters, WeWork, Prince George's Workforce Center, Barnes Distribution, Poly One, and a list of others. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're all excited. I'm excited. So the six-figure job mentor. Yes. Tell us why you found the need to provide this service in the world.
So let me tell you a little bit about why I do this. So my calling literally is to help other people to find their purpose. Mm-hmm. And you really can't live out your dream life or any of your dreams without the dollars that are associated with that. Mm-hmm. And in the world that we live in, you really need to make six figures. Mm-hmm. And I know, and I've suffered from this as well, I know far too many women, especially, and women of color, who are living beneath their means and who are living beneath their worth, and they feel devalued. Mm-hmm. And to help them get there, really six figures is part of it.
Yeah. And so what do you find are the biggest hindrances, let's say that, the biggest hindrances and derailers of women being willing to charge their worth or seek out a job or a position, or even if they're in business, we'll apply this to both, even if they're in business, to really charging what they're worth? What do you find are some of the biggest derailers to that?
So I think the biggest derailer of all that I have found, Cheryl, is literally the fact that people do not believe they are worth that at the end of the day. Yeah. And they have fear of stepping out of their comfort zone to find that ideal dream job, dream life that's going to lead to six figures and beyond. It literally is self-sabotage.
And do you also find that it's like a fear of rejection? Like, if I put myself out there, then I get rejected, then, oh my God, that's the end of the world. And it's not getting rejected is not the end of the world. Can we just say that? Like, let me tell you something. You can hear the word no and keep moving. You can keep moving to the next thing. I tell my kids no all day long, every day, at least 5 times a day. Guess what they do? They come back and ask again until they get what they want. So I think we have to develop sort of in a way that child spirit of, I want to keep asking and keep asking and keep asking until I get exactly what I want.
Absolutely. And let me say this. This is what I say to clients that I work with. I say no means not now. Yeah. And no means keep going until you get the question right and the answer. And so, yes, sometimes we don't get what we want in the beginning, but let me say this. We learn from those no's much more than we ever could learn from the yes. And so there's a lesson inside of no that will help you move forward to get to your yes.
Now, here's a question I'd like to ask you, because I know that you work specifically with women of color, professional women of color, who are in HR, IT, or the healthcare industry. And so let's say that they do go out for an interview for a job where they can earn six figures, and they hear no. What do you encourage them to do? Like, is there a process that you encourage them to do in order to figure out, why did I get the no?
Absolutely. That's a great question, Cheryl. What I would say is, if you get a no, that you go through all of the hoops that we have to jump through to get the interview, right? So it's a lot of things to jump through to get the interview. But sometimes, let me say this, there's two things that could happen. that position wasn't for you. That's one. And so we've got to trust God that he's going to give us the answer that we want. One. The second thing is the no also sometimes means that maybe they're not ready for you or you're not ready for them.
Amen to that.
Yet.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
From that standpoint. And I always say to my clients, if you can get any information about the no, it's going to help you to get to your yes. And so whether that's from the HR manager, whether it's from the hiring manager or recruiter, or even other people that you've interviewed with that were part of the panel to help you understand what can you do differently. The other thing, this is a secret thing that a lot of people don't know, is that most jobs literally come to people from networking. And as a result of that, most of the jobs that you may apply for already have the candidate identified. And so networking really is key to getting to that yes, because you've gotten a yes before you even get to the table in the interview already. Because of networking, they know, like, and trust you, just like for us and as entrepreneurs.
Yes. Are y'all hearing us?
Yes.
I'm telling you, it is not about what you know. It's not about your brilliance. You could be brilliant most times. I'm going to say this because people ask me all the time about speaking, if I can just apply to that really quickly. And they say, well, Cheryl, how do you get these paid speaking engagements, these corporate engagements? And they want me to give them this like perfectly mapped out formula. And I'm like, girl, every corporate gig I've gotten is because somebody knew me. They felt like they knew me at least, like me, trust me, was referred to me. It is not because I went through some rigorous process. They asked somebody who they knew in the office, they recommended me, and I got the gig. That is probably 90% of the corporate gigs that I get is through the power of networking, who you know. And so it's like who you know, who knows you, and what they know about you. As Dr. George Fraser always says, you got to add that in part, and what they know about you. And do you have a good reputation? Do you have a strong work ethic, right? Do you deliver on what you promise? Like all those things are applicable in the corporate sector as well as in the entrepreneurial arena. So yeah, networking is powerful. So you talk about 10 timesing your networking introduction so that you can attract the six-figure job. So talk to us a little bit about what that really looks like.
So what that really looks like is my signature talk is how to 10x your network introduction to land a six-figure dream job. But I will also say it is applicable, just like Cheryl just said, for entrepreneurs. I talk to real estate agents and anyone who really needs to attract their ideal client, their ideal next boss, the gig, or whatever it is. So it is applicable in all of those instances. And so we really talk about your credibility. We talk about your personal attributes, your knowledge, skills, and abilities, what your magic is that you offer. And then it is so important to offer a call to action. And so you have to go to networking events with an intention at hand on what you want to accomplish, whether it is literally connecting to someone who can move forward with whatever your goals are, if that's a job, if that's a new client, maybe it's even closing a client. But the first step literally is exchanging of business cards. And so there's a little trick that someone said to me once, and I'm going to share this with the audience. It literally is, this is your last business card, right? They can take a picture of it, but your ideal is to get their business card if you're trying to network, because you have the power and you want to control the timing of the next conversation. So that's the first step. The second step is to set up some time online or on the phone to have a chat with them. The third one is a coffee chat, literally. And I say coffee because lunch or dinner is more extended amount of time. And you really want the person to say yes. You don't want any barriers to the yes, right?
Not to mention when you do lunch and dinner, the only thing that grows is your waistline. Okay, go ahead. You don't know for sure that you're going to land that opportunity, right? That's why I stopped doing, I stopped doing networking lunches. Like, you can spend 2 hours at a networking lunch. You do that a few times a week, you've lost some valuable time that you could be using on revenue generating activities for me as a business owner. So for me, coffee meetup that's my key thing now. A coffee meetup, yes.
Yep, and then I say, let me say this, Cheryl, when you get coffee, get a small.
I like that.
Right?
Get a
Because
small, yes.
it's not going to last a long time, and you really don't.
Yeah.
And if there's more to it, you'll schedule a follow-up.
Yeah.
The second call to action you can do in your networking, especially when you're trying to get a job, is to get on the person's calendar to come in person, or to get them actually to share your information. So if you're an entrepreneur, and this actually happened to me, is I met someone at a networking event. My intention is always to connect with people at networking events. She actually forwarded my electronic press kit to someone, and I was offered a speaking engagement because we engaged.
Yeah.
And so ideally for working, you want to have that person take your resume, and you want them to give it to HR, or preferably the hiring manager, because that's going to advance your search. And once again, you're going to tap into that unknown job market, and that's the key.
I love that. Great tips, great advice. Let me ask these two questions. So number one, there are a lot of people who are introverted. How do you help that introvert to get out into a space of networking where really you are introducing yourself to complete strangers oftentimes, right? Absolutely. That can be very, very uncomfortable, and that can keep a lot of people where they are at home instead of getting dressed to go to the networking event.
Absolutely.
I think let's touch that one first.
So I had a client, beautiful young lady, literally. And so we first did some online networking for her. She got comfortable with asking people to connect. She literally, inside of 2 weeks, grew her network from just under 200 to over 500. So if you know anything about LinkedIn, it is critical that you have at least 500 people. And so what we also did is we helped her identify a buddy that could go with her who was more extroverted, to help her so she wouldn't feel like she was alone. Then the other thing is, so for me in my business, I really depend on the spirit to guide as well. So what happened to her is the host of the event that she went to literally took her by the hand and walked her around to make her feel comfortable. And so I said, look at what God can do when you're connected to the Spirit, is that He will send you the help that you need. So she had a friend to help her network, and she prayed about it and journaled about it beforehand, and God sent her a person literally in the networking event organizer that literally recognized the fact that she needed help and literally helped walk her around.
Yeah, I love that. Those are all good. And I'll add to that, because you're not always going to have a person, the host is going to walk you around, right? That's not always going to happen. But I think a big part of it is also planning and being prepared. Yes. Like, have you prepared what you're going to say when you walk up to the person? So I think planning, knowing what your elevator pitch, if that's what you call it in corporate America, that's what we call it as entrepreneurs, your elevator pitch, what does that sound like? What does that look like? And continuing to get out to practice it so you can perfect it, right? And you'll see people's response to that. Number two, I think monitoring your energy, because energy will get you opportunities that your resume won't. I promise you, I get more opportunities because I'm fired up. They're like, who is this chicken? What is she on? I'm like, I'm on life. I went to dinner with my family. We took a vacation to Virginia Beach last weekend, and we went to Ruth Chris to have dinner. And the lady said, "Oh, well, are you celebrating anything today?" I said, "Yes, life." When I tell you, this lady loved it. She gave us like the best seat in the house. It was amazing. She was just so touched by the fact that we don't have to have a specific day. So I'm just saying your energy is really, really important. Planning and preparation, knowing what you're going to say, your energy, and then I think the boldness to just go for it. Yes, you're going to be scared. You're supposed to be. Hello. Nothing about succeeding in life, in your career, in your business is about being easy and comfortable. That's right. So you have to be willing to go into spaces that make you feel uncomfortable, and you just go for the darn thing. And you might win. You might not win that day, or the win might come 6 months later because you went to that networking event, right? So it's not always an immediate win that you get from doing the work. So great advice. So tell us about, you're going to be hosting an upcoming boot camp event. Talk to us about that. What's the date? How do people find out more information?
Absolutely. So I am hosting my signature program, which is Manifest Your Six-Figure Dream Job. It's a virtual boot camp. We're actually launching the second week of August. If you want more information about that, let me tell you a little bit about what some of the participants in the program have already experienced. So out of the last program, 50% of everyone is already placed. The program ended in June. And so one person got a raise of $45,000 annually. Another individual ended up getting a position where she is able to create more balance and cut her commute from a 2-hour commute down to 15 minutes. Another individual literally landed her dream job at NIH. And then the final individual, after 18 months, after working with me for only a few months, she was able to land a job as a project manager. And so what I say is that there's power in group. And Cheryl, I know you know this.
Yes.
Is that you get to be exposed to other people that are like-minded.
Yeah.
You get to learn in that environment as well. I take people through 5 modules that spell out dream. So it is declutter, reignite, evaluate, activate, and master. And we walk through that, and you get personal attention and what I call hot seat coaching in every single session. They're all recorded. It is really amazing, and I have learned so much from the students as well. So if you're interested, you can email me, my assistant at support@DARE2dreamcareers.com, and I would love to chat with you about it as well. It's some amazing stuff has happened on the Dare to Dream campus.
I love that. And, you can always tell when somebody is doing what they are purposed to do. Like, you can feel it from Lisa. Like, that's her passion. That's her gift. You can tell. You can tell when somebody's faking it. And you can tell when this is what they really believe in. And we can feel that again, energy is everything. So we can feel that you really believe in it, that you really are excited about helping the people who work with you, go through your programs, go through the boot camp. And so we want to encourage you, if you're that person who is a professional and you're looking to better or enhance your networking skills, if you're looking to grow in your career, if you're looking to make a lateral shift because you need something different, like you said, the one individual wanted to cut down her time her travel time, commute time, whatever it is, if you're ready for growth, looking for growth, and if you want to cross 6 figures in business, especially in those primary fields that she works on, which is IT, HR, and healthcare, this is your girl right here. You want to make sure that you get connected. And I got to say this real quick. So I see, do you know Ladrine Howard Peterson?
I don't.
Okay, you all need to connect because I can that's why I tell people it's very important that you're very specific about what you do and sharing what you do, because then for me, in my mental Rolodex, I'm like, oh, it would be a great collaboration with this person. Oh, she does something similar to this person. Maybe they could do something together. So that's why you got to get to the point and be very specific and concise about what you do, so you can go into people's mental Rolodex so that when they hear something that maybe you can collaborate with somebody, or maybe you can partner with them, or maybe it's an opportunity, automatically come to mind. So automatically, I'm thinking the two of you, I'm like, oh, that would be a great collaboration. So I'll make sure I connect you.
Thank
you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Amazing. Good stuff. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back with our next guest, Jalia Battle Lockhart. We'll be right back.
Business owners looking for a place to advertise your business and promote your products and services? VoxWave is the right place. We have over 10,000 views a day and 70,000 listeners a month. For more information, contact Reg Gaskins at 240-832-4455.
VoxWave now features a streaming radio media player on our website's front page, where local artists can get their music played 24/7. For more information on getting your music in rotation or to perform live at our studio, contact Reg Gaskins at 240-832-4455.
Careers.com. Dare, the number.
Android users, the VoxWave app is now available in the Google Play Store. Download the app today on your Android device to listen in and view programs.
How are you? Okay, sing.
We have powerful words. We have powerful minds. We use our voices and freedom takes flight. And we're ready to work, we're ready to win. We have a strategy, and now we can begin. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. Now you are a champion. God is my witness. Imperfect perfection, living my mission and winning. See, we are influencers. We have fear but don't stop. I have the confidence to rise to the top. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. All I need is inside of me. I am enough, and now I see. Yeah, I will reach my destiny. Yeah, I don't need your permission. Yes, I'm on a mission. I'll win. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now listen, I want y'all to repeat after me, okay?
All right, and we are back with our next guest. Before I introduce my next guest, first let me give a huge shout out and congratulations to the amazing co-authors of this new book project that I spearheaded, and it's called Entrepreneurial Elevation. It's 31 strategic lessons and personal stories from women who are successful in business. We just launched the book on Saturday. We had a dynamic book launch event. It was hot, but it was dynamic. We had about 125 plus people who were there at the launch celebrating with us. So I just got to celebrate these amazing 31 women who were willing to say yes to sharing their stories and willing to say yes to sharing the lessons they've learned and their knowledge to help other entrepreneurs to be able to elevate in their journey. So huge congrats to all of the co-authors of Entrepreneurial Elevation. All right. Now, my next guest. And okay, first of all, y'all know I'm famous for jacking people's names up. And I hate when I do that. It's never intentional. But I was like, tell me your real name. On the break, I was like, tell me how I really pronounce your name. And it's sad because we've been in environments together and I always mess it up, but I'm going to try to get it right now. So her name is Tajala. Tajala Battle Lockhart. She's the founder and executive director of Phenomenal Young Women Incorporated, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides a safe space to support young women ages 8 to 18 in understanding the value of becoming and being a woman. In addition to supporting young women in building blueprints for success through exposure to all things possible in academics, entrepreneurship, health and wellness, and social skills. I love that. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So where did this passion, I know that you do this whole piece of fostering healthy conversations, especially between mothers and daughters. Where did that passion stem from?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm an only child.
Oh.
And my mom was a single mom.
Okay.
So I yearned for it as a young girl.
Wow.
To have a safe space to be able to share, and because I don't have sisters and brothers, I wanted a space where I kind of felt welcome.
Yeah.
I didn't have it, and now I have a daughter that's the only child.
Wow.
So, and I lost my mom in 2012.
Okay.
And it's a legacy in remembrance of her, in addition to creating this for my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a challenge for me because I'm scared because I lost my mom at an older age, but this day and time people are losing their moms at younger age. So I wanted to create this safe space so she can have this family that she can go to if something just so happens to happen to me, or and all girls to have a place where they can go to share their feelings, their hearts and concerns, and have fun while they learn different things through bringing professionals in to talk to them on several different occasions. We meet twice a month on the second Thursday and fourth Sunday of every month. So we continue to keep them engaged. I didn't want that nonprofit that only met like once a year.
Right.
And then they get all excited like, oh, what's next?
Right.
So I wanted to keep them engaged. So this is mostly for my daughter, but I'm passionate about young girls.
Yeah.
Because that's all I know is about being a girl.
Right.
I love youth, period.
Yeah.
But girls are my passion.
Yeah, that is awesome. I love that you are creating that space, especially in today's society.
Oh, yes.
Our girls need direction, they need guidance, they need a safe space where they can talk to people who have been through some of the things they've been through, who can give them real direction and guidance.
Yeah.
Not, sometimes they go to their peers, and that's not always the best place to go to get the best advice. And so I think that's powerful. So talk about, well, first of all, how old is your daughter?
She's 12. She'll be 13 next Friday.
Awesome. But teenage years. All right. So most of the girls, I know you do a wide range. It's like 8 to 18. And of course, they're in a completely different scale of what they need. How do you separate that when you're doing like your groups or your meetups, or how does that work?
Well, the purpose of the age range is most of the girls have been with me either since they're 8 years old. The oldest one is 15 years old. Okay. So I wanted it to be a wide range so they can grow with us. So currently we don't have any 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds. because there's not. I did research to find like if there's something out there, especially in the county that I live. I live in Charles County,
right?
And there was nothing but Girl Scouts, and I wanted something for us by us, but they other nationalities are still welcome, to learn about us, So I couldn't find it, so I created it.
I love it.
So, and I think it's important, even when I invite older young girls into the room, that they learn from each other's experiences.
Absolutely. So walk us through what a typical meetup would look like. So somebody comes and they join the group. Is it a membership?
Yeah, there is a membership, but we welcome everybody to come and shadow us for a one meeting to see how they feel. We don't push I don't want anybody somewhere that they don't feel comfortable.
Absolutely.
So we invite them into space and experience a meeting and see what we're doing. And then they go home and talk to their parents about how they felt about it, and then they come back and sign up and be with us on a monthly basis.
So do they come alone? The parent is not, so it's just for the...
Yeah, the parent comes, the daughter comes with the parent, and then they drop them off, because it's about, for me, it's about the girl initially. Yeah. And once I hear her story, if we need the parent, we'll involve them in some of the meetings as well, based off of what they share. Okay. Because it's a very... it's such a purpose that God has given me. And you speaking about energy earlier with Lisa, and it's all about the energy. I don't know what it is, I just know it's God, but when they come into these meetings, new or old, it's just the new girls feel the energy of the old girls. And it's just like, I can open up and say whatever I want to say. Right. And I want that space, because right now, like you say, the nature of the world is that they don't feel comfortable talking to anybody. Right. And I thank God that they feel comfortable coming in our space and talk about the things that we hear on a daily basis in that room. And if they start talking about things that concerns me, that's when I'll bring the parent in, and I'm going to talk and share with them together, so she don't feel like she's going to be ridiculed or anything about what she's saying. The parents, and when I have a conversation with the parents, I sit down with them as well and tell them this is what to expect from our organization. We're here to support them, but you can't be mad with us if they're opening up to
Absolutely, because that's what you want them to do. Yep.
And be okay if I'm going to hold her accountable to the things that she shares. And it's a safe space. And I treat them just like they're my own kids. So it's okay for you to drop them off and do what you need to do. If I need to share with you, I will.
I love that. I love that. And I think that does create a safer space, because there are a lot of times when a kid won't say something in front of their mom that they might say in a group, right? In a group setting.
Sounds like she's very shy. She's not going to say anything.
And as soon as they walk out the door, they're like,
open wide open. Wide open. I'm like,
who is it, right? Who's the shy girl? Exactly. So are your topics automatically set in place? Like, walk us through what a meeting, how long are the meetings? And then, okay, so clearly I'm asking about my own child. I'm like, why she asking all these questions? I'm trying to figure this thing out. Okay. But even for people who are watching and they might have a daughter, for me, I want my daughter to be around other positive girls, and I want her to find the right group of people. She's 15 years old, and just a good girl, but sometimes I do feel like she feels lonely. Yeah. And that's not a good thing. No. And so, but I don't want to around the wrong people either. So it's like, so I'm trying to get an idea for myself and for others who might be considering it. What happens? How long is the meeting? What happens when they come to the meeting? Is it a set topic? Do the topics just come up? They can talk about anything. And how do you keep it from being boring? Because, young kids get bored quick.
Because they are very vocal. I allow them to be vocal, because the one thing I didn't want to do is be the adult creating something for a child. Yeah. So I asked them for what they are looking for and what their needs are. And based off what they share with us, that's what we create. The one thing that I'm proud of that we started this year is it's similar to Red Table Talk. We call it PYW Table Talk. And we invite psychologists, psychiatrists, different people to come in and have workshops, and we'll have topics. A couple of topics that we had were, oh my gosh. It's in relation to bullying, because everybody's always talking about bullying, but what is the topic? I forget.
Cyberbullying?
No, just bullying. Just bullying. Everybody always talking about bullying, but it was, I can't remember the darn topic.
That's okay.
But
we know it's related to bullying.
It leads to bullying. We don't talk about all the things that happen that leads to bullying, and that was one of the topics. I'm sorry, I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was very impactful because the girls were very vocal, and sometimes I leave them as well because my daughter's in the room, right? with the professional,
right.
With the professional, so she can speak up.
Yep.
Because we were blessed enough with a place, somebody sponsored us a space for the last year, and that way it was kind of divided, so they can be over here and we're over here preparing for something else or their snacks or whatever the case may be. And great feedback. We've had a young lady called Chanel Gaines from Family Matters. She's a family psychologist as well, and they talked about image.
Yes.
That's huge for
yeah.
the girls.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You'll be amazed, and we have had conversations about colorism.
Yeah.
So they tell us
good.
what they want to talk. We give them this worksheet at the end of every meeting, get things that they're, events that they're going to be a part of, what's going on at school, topics they would like to address, and you'd be amazed of the things that they want to address. So that's how we create our meetings. But then we have workshops or events. So we based our events around all the things that they would like to do, which is how we're going to talk about that.
Yeah. Well, let me just celebrate you, because I think that's phenomenal. First of all, I think that people who work with youth are special people, right? Even as teachers, I celebrate teachers, because I'm like, I don't want to be with my own kids all day long. I'm just saying. So for somebody else, and that's not your child, you with them all day long. But even for something like this, I just feel like that is such a specialty for people who work with and serve young people, and I think it's a specific calling. So I want to celebrate you for answering the call and for giving these girls this safe space where they feel safe enough to be vocal and to feel like they can trust you with whatever the information is that they're sharing. I think that's so powerful. And so, yes, let's talk about the event that you're doing on August 10th, right in Waldorf. You can give us all the details about that, and then I'll ask a couple more questions.
Sure. Well, this was birthed after having several meetings with the girls, and I'm hearing the things that they're talking to me about. So I wanted to be the catalyst of starting a community conversation amongst moms and daughters. And that's why I call it Between Us. And we're trying to empower mothers and daughters to have healthy conversations. More now than ever, I would like to be a part of the solution with suicide, eliminating, lowering those numbers, trafficking, all those types of things. So we're going to do it in a fun way, but we have guest speakers such as Constance Craig Mason from That's My Girl with her daughter, Kiana Williams. She's going to be a guest speaker. That's for that age group. Then we have Miss Erica Perry Green and Cameron Green out of North Carolina, my home state, coming to visit as well. And then we have Nisha Himes and her daughter Anila Palmer coming from Virginia. Their focus is on domestic violence as well. So there are heavy issues, but we're going to have a conversation in a fun way. Because one, I want to know the girls want to know about the difficulties and the fears that they're going to face going into middle school for the first time, or going into high school for the first time, or going into college for the first time. The parents, now, no judgment, parents are so busy trying to make sure we have a roof over the head, food on the table, and we're going back and forth, especially in the county that we live in. We drive outside of the county every day to go to work. So I wanted to have a place, once again, a safe space, where parents are going to be willing, mothers are going to be willing to take off all the judgments and frustrations and feelings. And this was also birthed off from a counseling session with me and my daughter.
Wow.
Short version is I lost my mom, my husband lost his mom, and we never knew until we went to counseling that she wanted to know why I didn't cry at his mom's funeral, and vice versa. That was on her heart for so long, and she wanted to know how we felt about not having our parents. We tried to explain it verbally, and it didn't work. So I remember back in the day, we watched those movies, the psychiatrist had the kids draw the picture. So we drew the picture. Long story short, I drew a picture, since it ended up being focused on me from her. Stick figure, I'm not an artist. So she drew a picture of me and drew a picture of her. She drew my heart in the middle of my body and vice versa. And she drew an arrow from her heart to mine. Didn't understand. I don't understand the picture. Long story short is that she said that because I lost my mom, I felt like I lost everything. That's what I share with her. And she was like, well, I give you my heart and you don't give me yours. And this was when she was like 7 years old. So that was like a stab in the gut. So that was like a light bulb there. Oh my goodness, I'm assuming that I'm doing all the right things of being the cookie mom and Girl Scouts and all the other stuff. And she was like, Mommy, that's not what I'm looking for. She wants me to sit down and have a conversation. She wants us to paint each other's nails. Those are the things that she wants. But I was doing all the things that I thought she wanted.
Yeah, that's
and
powerful.
Those are the kind of conversations I want us to be able to have at this event. So they can be heard and they can understand kind of why we do some of the things that we do.
Yeah.
And we're going to have music and a DJ, so it's not going to all be heavy.
It's not going to be stuffy, y'all.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's not going to be heavy. So there's going to be bowls on the table where moms have their questions they want to ask the girls, and vice versa. And then I'm hoping, the hope is the takeaway is priceless. From everybody ask about, what am I getting? Far as I'm concerned, the most invaluable thing that you get is a relationship that you're starting to build with your daughter that you've never done before. And it continues after this event is over. And we're going to give them a little treasure box of all the things that they talked about. And they have to continue to have those conversations after they leave.
That is fantastic. I just want to hug you. I love it. I mean, I do consider myself to have a really, really close relationship with my daughter. I mean, we are just like, I call her my road dog.
That's my daughter too.
Oh my God, I just love this girl. Probably because she's so much like me. She's like she has a servant heart. At 15, she has a servant heart. I can come in from a long day of speaking somewhere, or I just flew in from another state, and the first thing she's like, Mommy, what do you need from me? She takes my phone. I have to ask her. She takes my phone. She charges it up for me. She brings me a glass of water. She'll rub my feet. I'm like, girl, can you talk to Daddy about some of this stuff? Like, she is just that caring. Mommy, you need something to eat. I mean, that caring. And so, I want to continue our relationship. Now, of course, she is, in a few months, she'll be 16. And I can definitely see changes in her. Sure. And I'm like, oh, Lord, please just help us through the changes. Yeah. But we both, I think, are committed to having a very strong relationship. She says it frequently. I say it frequently. And we really do make efforts. But I love that you're creating this space for other moms and daughters to be able to build their relationships. And sometimes there may be things, like you said, that you don't even know until you ask the question, like that conversation that you had with your daughter. That's very, very powerful.
And and she was worried for such a long time because she saw my response. So she was so worried, like, oh my God, should I have said something?
Yeah.
So I was very intentional about, making sure to tell her that she's okay. It's okay. I'm glad she shared.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Better sooner than later, like us, older.
Absolutely.
I've been walking around with my mommy daddy issues for 30-something
Come
years.
on, right, exactly.
We don't want that to happen to our girls now.
That's
or
right.
Or even our boys.
So August 10th, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's at the Middleton Hall in Waldorf, Maryland. What's the website they can go to if they want to get a ticket?
It's It's on Eventbrite as well, under Between Us. And then you can go to our website at www.phenomenalyoungwomen.org and get your tickets there as well. And just look up, see some of the things that we've done in the past and most recently. We're constantly doing something all the time. If they want to be involved and come be a guest speaker and share with the girls, it's all about exposure.
Yeah,
to things
I love
they've
that.
never been exposed to before.
So again, go to the website phenomenalyoungwomen.org to learn more about the organization. If you want to come in as a guest speaker, you want to bring your expertise there. They would value that, especially as a nonprofit organization. And if you want to be a part of the August 10th dinner, then you want to, and it's called Between Us, again, Between Us Mother and Daughter Empower Her Dinner, August 10th, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., Middleton Hall, right in Waldorf, Maryland. You can go to the website, phenomenalyoungwomen.org, to get tickets, or you can go to Eventbrite and just look up Between Us Mother and Daughter Empower Her Dinner. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for everything that you do. Guys, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back with our final guest, the amazing, the incomparable Miss Tamika Chapman. So hang tight.
DJ Rick Entertainment, the hottest DJ in the DMV area. CEO of Step Your Game Up in the Youth Project Show. The DJ on the Heartbeat Congo Hour and sound engineer for a variety of bands. DJ Rick Entertainment is your #1 company for all your stage and sound event needs. Call 202-749-7903. That's 202-749-7903. DJ Rick Entertainment.
What up, DC? If you're looking for the latest in DMV culture, music, and celebrity news, make sure you tune in to me, your girl, MC Fran, from 8 to 9 p.m. on VoxWave.com. The Fantastic Live Show.
We have powerful words, we have powerful minds. We use our voices and freedom takes flight. And we're ready to work, we're ready to win. We have a strategy and now we can begin. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. Now you are a champion. God is my witness. Imperfect perfection. Living my mission and winning. See, we are influencers. We have fear but don't stop. I have the confidence to rise to the top. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over.
Great conversation so far, right? I mean, just such phenomenal women in the building. And my next guest is absolutely equally a phenomenal woman. Her name is Tamika Chapman. She is a woman who knows what it means to persevere for your life goals. After 18 years, you guys, 18 years of crying, trying, praying, and persevering through her own infertility journey, she finally manifested her life goal of becoming a mother and giving birth to 2 beautiful children. Tamika realized that the same level of perseverance she implemented in her journey towards her life goal was also needed by other women globally who want to achieve their own life goals, and thus she birthed her company, Women Persevering for Greatness. She provides tools and strategies to help women develop the skills, the determination, the confidence, the commitment, and the mindset shift needed to achieve their goals that sometimes seem unattainable. She walks them through the process of overcoming self-doubt, fears, self-limiting beliefs, so they can become fully equipped to persevere in pursuing the life they desire to live. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Girl, that is some good stuff. 18 years?
Yes,
18. Talk to us about what that journey was like a little bit, and then how you are now connecting that to supporting other women who are in their own journey or struggle, if you will, of accomplishing life goals.
Absolutely. So yes, 18 years. I mean, when you think about it, that's a very, very, very long time to wait for one thing, to try for one thing, to cry for one thing, and still believe that it will happen.
Yes.
And that was the hardest. That was my hardest journey of still believing. I never lost faith, though. I always believed that it would happen because I envisioned it. Yep. I saw it. And so when you start seeing it, you start aligning your behaviors and your actions with what it is that you're seeing. And so I would go out and I'd buy clothes, baby clothes.
Wow.
I went 15 years buying baby clothes for girls and boys. Yes. I bought nursery stuff. I bought everything you could think of for babies because I saw it. I just knew that it was going to happen. And so it was a journey, but I now know what it means to really persevere.
Yes.
Like you have to stick in it. You have to stick with it. And a lot of women right now are still going through a journey. They're going through a journey to reach a goal, and they don't know exactly how much longer they can hold on. And so for me, I use my voice as a voice of hope, as a voice of perseverance, as a voice to say, sis, you got this. Just hold on. Like, it's right around the corner. Like, it's going to happen for you. You just have to keep the faith. And I always say that faith and perseverance is going to get you what you want. You can have anything.
I love that. I mean, and that's the thing. 18 years. Y'all hear what I'm saying? She's saying 18 years that she fought for this thing that she wanted. But a big part of it, as you say even in your bio, was the mindset. Your mindset, keeping your mind fully committed to the thing that you want. How did you do that? How did you strengthen your mindset and develop what I call mental toughness to stick with it and persevere until it manifested?
What I did, I had to go back to my roots. My roots took me back home to the country part of Louisiana and where I grew up around a praying family. I had women that prayed over me, and still to this day, that's my circle of praying women. Anytime I'm going through something, I can make a phone call and they'll be like, okay, we're going to get this one on the phone, we're going to get this one on the phone, we're going to pray right now. And so going back to that and remembering how I was raised and knowing that I can ask for what I want and it's going to be mine. So it's all about the faith. It's all about me reading my Bible and getting back in the Bible for me. that's what worked for me. Getting back in the Bible, praying about it, and staying around people that were speaking positivity into my life.
Yes.
You can be around negative people every single day, but if you have that corner, just that positivity corner, it'll get you through it all.
Yeah.
And that's what it was for me. Those women that prayed for me, my aunt, rest in peace, my aunt Elaine, she prayed over me since I was a 13-year-old girl, praying faith into me, pouring faith into me, and I didn't even know what she was doing. Every time she saw me, she would pray for me. I'm just like, well, do I really need this much prayer? Right. I mean, what I got in me, you know? But I now understand it and I appreciate it. And so I do that now over my children. And I do that over people that are in my circle. I pray over them. Regardless of what it is you're going through, I don't need to know. And that's what works for me. That's what kept my mind strong. And still keeps it strong because I still have goals that I want to attain.
I love that. And so I think you talked about something very important, which is monitoring your inner circle, the people that you are closely connected to, because I'm sure you probably had some naysayers who were like, girl, you still trying, girl, why don't you just adopt, or what? But you knew what you wanted. And there's something powerful about knowing exactly what you want and having that vision, as you mentioned, visualizing it. You visualize it so much that you were purchasing baby clothes before you ever were conceiving, right?
Absolutely.
And so how did you deal with the naysayers? How did you kind of stay positive, in a positive mind frame, despite naysayers? And then my second part I want to ask you is, so you say people pray over you and you prayed and all that kind of stuff, right? And I'm a huge woman of prayer. But I also believe once you pray, you get up off your knees, you got to do something. So talk about the importance of aligning our actions with the prayers.
Absolutely. So to speak on the point of the naysayers, I had a lot of people in my life that said, girl, at first they didn't know that I was actually trying to have children. They didn't know that we were trying to start a family. And so it would be like, when are you going to get that man a child? He's not going to be with you forever if you don't give him a child. You know, that was even more pressure. It was like, you don't even know what I'm going through. And it was a lot of times I would go home and I would just cry. I would go in my space and I would just cry my eyes out, and I'm just like, okay, I don't know what else to do. I'm doing everything I can. We've tried IVF. We've tried IUI. We've tried every fertility option there is out there. We even thought about adopting. And for whatever reason, adoption never happened for us. We tried in 5 different states.
Wow.
And the red tape would not allow us to adopt. I'm just like, well, we're perfect people. Like, there's nothing wrong with us.
We were born for this, right?
You know, and so it just never happened. And I know, at that point, I was like, okay, God, I know there's something else greater. Like, you're not allowing this to happen. You're not allowing us to fulfill this dream. You have something greater in store for us. And so with the naysayers, I just had to let them go. I had to just keep it to the side. I'm strong-willed already, and so just letting it all go really didn't take a lot for me. And so that's what I did with the naysayers. Now, what was the
action? So what were the actions?
So with my
that you,
actions,
aligned with the prayers.
My actions were, I acted as if I had children. I acted as if my body was already ready and good to go for carrying a child. Like, it still with my mindset. For my journey, fertility journey, it was all about the mindset for me, because I would go from doctor to doctor and they would say, well, we don't see what's wrong. Well, I don't know what's wrong either, doctor, but something's not working right. You know, so what's going on? Had my husband tested, I'm tested, everybody's okay, so what's going on? And so just walking and talking and praying and staying in the belief state of it that it's going to happen. That's what I did. I just had to believe that it was going to happen. That was like my ultimate goal in life, I thought. I put so much value on that title of mommy, of somebody calling me mama, somebody saying, oh, I love you, mommy. I put so much value into that I was losing my own self-value. I wasn't recognizing who I was anymore because I wanted that so bad. And so when I took a step back in 2016, I said, okay, let me just get out your way. I'm sorry for trying to do your job. That was my conversation with God. Only to find out that 2 months later, we were 2 months pregnant.
Wow. Wow. Because you surrendered.
Yes.
Right? Like you sometimes you got to surrender and be like, look, I'm not in control of this thing.
Yes.
It is out of my control, and you cannot control what you can't control.
Absolutely.
You have to surrender. But I also love what you said about the fact that you had the opportunity to then learn more about you.
Yes.
Because maybe that was the preparation that was needed.
Absolutely.
Because now you have this this increased self-esteem, this increased level of self-worth and belief in you and confidence that you can pass on to a child.
Absolutely.
Right? So God knows exactly what he's doing. And most times it's just about it happening in his time frame, not in our time frame.
Absolutely.
And to us, it can seem like it's forever. I mean, like
Yes.
just for me with entrepreneurial stuff. I mean, many of you have heard me talk about being able to speak on the main stage at the Power Networking Conference, Dr. Frazier's Power Networking Conference. It took me 7 years. 7 long. It felt like long. Yeah. I'm like, I'm never going to get on that stage. They're never going to put me on that stage. And I was like, no, they're going to put you on that stage, right? Like I would disconnect from the negative conversation I was having with myself and any other negative people. Like you said, I would unplug from that and just stay in a positive, like, you know what? There's no way that you can't keep showing up, that you're going to keep showing up and keep showing up powerfully and in your unique lane of brilliance, and that you're never going to take that stage. That's not even possible.
Absolutely.
And 7 years later, I end up taking the stage, the main stage there. So I love that you are applying what you've been through in this way that applies to women and their own personal goals. So it's not about you suffering from infertility and people that you work with. It's about persevering until you manifest the thing that you say you want most. Yes. And there are skills that have to come along with that. Like you said, being able to step back and surrender, being able to look at your own self-worth, self-value, get out of your own mind, shift your mindset, looking at what are you reading, what are you listening to, who are you around. All of that is connected to the idea of persevering. Absolutely. So I know that you do these conferences, you do retreats, you do VIP days. Talk to us a little bit about how people can work with you, get in contact with you, and what's next for Miss Tamika Chapman.
Well, to get in contact with me, the best way is either on social media at Tamika Empowers or via email, tlc@tamikaempowers.com. And what I'm offering right now is I have a 30-day program. I have a lot of clients that I've worked with, and they are like, oh my gosh, like you changed my life. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, oh wow, well, that's a blessing, because I'm just doing what it is that I feel natural to do to help you, to let you see exactly what success can look like for you. You know, and so because I've gotten that, and because one lady said, you know, I need more than one day with you. I'm just like, well, look, let me just work on that. I have 2 kids and a whole husband.
Yeah, she got 2 kids. I got 2 kids. Hold on a second.
And a whole husband, okay?
And a whole husband.
But what I did is I created a 30-day program that allowed women to work with me in a group program. And I'm excited about it. Like, I've gotten so much attention from it. I'm just like, oh wow, people really do want this. They really do need it. And so I'm excited about it. The best way to get into contact with me for the group program is tlc@tamikaempowers.com. And I'll definitely respond back to you and give you more information about that. What's coming up next? I'm so excited. Dr. Mary, don't get me, but Dr. Mary and I, she's a lady that I've networked with and met through Impact Nation. Yay! Thank you so much for that.
Yes.
And we are actually going to be doing an East Coast Women's Empowerment Tour.
I love it.
So we are super excited about it. Stay tuned for all the information. We definitely want to see all of you out in the event to enjoy yourselves at the Great Women's Empowerment Conference.
Yes, so, we're shouting out Dr. Mary Huntley. I think everybody here today is Impact Nation.
Nation in the house.
Yes, we just got the whole Impact Nation in the building. So
absolutely.
I love it. I love everything that you are representing. I love the word persevere. It's a word that my husband actually uses a lot in our household with my kids. You got to persevere. You got to persevere. You got to persevere. And I just take it on. And then it's so funny because then your kids end up giving you a speech back. Mama, you just got to persevere. You got to persevere. I'm like, okay, thank you for that speech. You know, sometimes my daughter is like coaching me. I'm like, are you coaching me? Don't send me an invoice. And so I love that. So I love that you're continuing that as an extension of your own journey, but now you're making it a practical application for other women to work towards and persevere towards their own life goals. Because all of you should know that it is not going to happen overnight.
No.
It's not going to be free. So you had to give up some stuff. You're going to have to eliminate some things. You're going to have to invest in some things.
Absolutely.
I always say success and anything that you want is never easy. It's never free. It's never convenient. So if you want it to be any of those 3 things, get out now. Like run, because it is never going to. Anything that's worth having is what? Worth fighting for. It is worth fighting for and worth persevering until the thing manifest. And then, my God, once it manifests, look at the story you have to tell. Ooh. Right? How old are your children? How old are the little ones?
Oh my gosh. So my son Aspen is 2 years old. And my daughter Arden just turned 11 months old 2 days ago.
I love it.
And
look at that.
When I tell you, I am
in love
every time I look at them, because it just reminds me that it happens. It can happen.
Yes.
Like miracles happen every single day.
Yes.
And just speaking it into your life,
Yeah.
that's important.
Yeah.
And I'm just elated to be called mommy.
Come on now. That's right. But you persevered for that thing. You did not give up. And that meant this had to be really, really strong.
Yes.
So again, I love that you are creating this program where you're offering that same support, level of support to other women.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you just need a good word. Sometimes
Yes.
you just need to cry and cry it out and they'll be like, all right, I'm good. Let's keep on moving, right? Sometimes you need that. And I think that's a safe space that you're going to create for these women, is to be in a space where you understand what they're going through,
Yes.
and as it relates to perseverance. It might not be the
Absolutely.
same situation, but just the idea of persevering
Yes.
and having someone speak a good word over you, or have somebody to pray with you, or have somebody to remind you, don't give up.
Yes.
Like sometimes we diminish the value of having somebody in our ear just reminding us, don't give up.
That's
Don't give
important.
up. Keep going.
Yes.
Like it kills me when people diminish motivation. Girl, if you ain't motivated to do it, what's gonna make you do it? You gotta stay motivated.
That's a word.
There's a quote. Somebody says, "Motivation is like it's like a shower. You need one every day. You need you need some motivation every single day in your life,
Yes.
so you can get up and press towards the things that you want the most. Because otherwise, it's easy to give up.
Yeah.
It's easy to quit. It's easy to throw in the towel.
That's the
because
easiest
it's
thing to
gotten
do.
because it's gotten hard. It's gotten difficult. But you persevered, and look at you now. So kiss those precious babies for us. Again, you guys can visit TamikaEmpowers.com, or you can connect with her, as she mentioned, through email at TLC@TamikaEmpowers.com. Yes. I can't believe the brain is just like popping today. You know, sometimes this 45-year-old brain be like, what? Today it's popping. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your story. You are such an inspiration. Guys, thank you so much for everybody who's watching us through VoxWave.com for being with us today. Thank you for all of our Facebook stalkers, fans, for being here with us. We appreciate you. If you got value from this, please share it out. Until next time, we will see you again next month, the month of August. We're here once a month, one Wednesday a month, usually the last Wednesday of the month, for Impact the World Radio. We will see you next time.
Bye.